Choose your agent.
Turret out! Placing alarm bomb. Placing swarm grenade. Bot coming back. Out of charges. Placing sentry.
Spike planted. One enemy remaining.
Concentrate, Sova. It is over.
Placing swarm grenade. Grenade!
Spike planted. Enemy remaining. Last player standing.
Shadows traveling.
Satchel out. Satchel out.
Shameful performance.
Turret out.
Right there.
Tremor!
Blasting! Flash out!
Bot recalling my bot.
Recovery unlikely.
One enemy remaining.
Rico, my ult is ready.
Last player standing. Thrifty.
Turret out.
Cover going out.
One enemy remaining.
I have extra money if anyone needs.
Placing sentry.
Right there. Concussing! Clearing out! Blinding! Tremor! Flash out! Concussing!
30 seconds left. Ten seconds left.
Bomb grenade
Out.
Right there. That's not ready. Off your feet!
Last player standing.
Gun here.
Turret out.
Cover going out.
Shock dart.
Scatter.
Blinding!
Shadows traveling. Still in sight.
One enemy remaining. Last player standing.
Alarm bot out.
Watch this.
Found them. Alarm bot down.
One enemy remaining.
Turret out.
You should run.
Cover going out. Shadows traveling.
Initiated.
Nowhere to run!
Got him.
I am the hunter!
Last player standing.
Swarm grenade.
Swarm grenade out.
No, you don't deserve my inventions. Alarm bot down. Alarm bot out. Turret out. Placing swarm grenade. Placing swarm grenade.
One enemy remaining.
Found the alarm bot down.
Thirty seconds left. Seconds left. Spike planted.
Cover going out. Shadows traveling.
Nowhere to run!
Let's go!
Fire in the hole!
Last player standing. One enemy remaining.
Trace coming back and forth, and now it's a 2v1 in favor of UW. This is the last one left. He's got a lot of utility to spam this out, though.
One
Plays his cards
enemy
right.
remaining.
Able to kill the prize here. Mitchell, the last one left. Not the strike anymore. I think he is trying to push forward. Is flash. But is unable to clear that kill. And it looks like there might not even be enough time left. Yeah, Mitchell has to leave. Tiz has successfully stalled out the round, and that is a 4th round.
Clutch.
And man, that Cubby play, especially when it's a Breach versus a KJ without KJ util, you can spam those flashes, you have those stuns to be able to play that post plant really well, so it worked out very well for Utah there, having that 1v1 by chance at the end. And Tiz, well played for sure, winning that 2v1 and clutching his team around.
Turret out.
Yeah, Breach may be an initiator, but he has like so much util to just stall out the enemy team. Which
Placing
is something I feel like
alarm
a lot of
bot.
people forget. And as we head into round 11,
Placing
now.
swarm grenade.
Yeah, it's round
Placing
11
swarm
now.
grenade.
Utah gonna be a little more straightforward here. Just go for that A push, Shaggy TPs into their low cover there on A, and it looks like they're just pushing up long. 3 people are on A side already though, so if they decide to go through with this, they could be heading into a bloodbath.
And it's essential that they maintain this control here because they don't want to give Utah any util. And it looks like Spike and Reprise can be finding 2. Those can be getting that trade, but it's already a 4v3 in UW's favor. And they have this A control really well. They're backing off because they know a few members of Utah are going to push up and might see the other members of UW rotate to help them out on A if they get any more information. But cutting noise as they inch up slowly. Tiz going to be playing the stun here, but Spike knows that they're on site and he has the heaven angle. Tiz able to get that kill. Not going to be planting the bomb just yet, but
Survivor just 11 HP. They have the full site, but they are still choosing to rotate away. That's so interesting here from them. But I think UW have decided to play for that post plant anyway, so that might have been a non-issue. That may turn out to be a blunder from the
30
side of
seconds
Utah,
left.
unless all goes well here and they are able to rotate on to C with 30 seconds left on the clock. I think UW should be starting to suspect that something might be off here.
I'm seeing Mitchell there just waiting, but they're getting no information. You'd think they'd know if they haven't planted by now. They're not planting on A.
Chung is in the position to get some big
10
damage here,
seconds
but I think
left.
he's convinced that one person's going to
Spike
be coming
planted.
to the garage, and unfortunately that is not happening. Utah now in a 3v3 to secure this 11th round.
And it's going to be essential how Technical plays this here, especially with the Breach. They have to play together and use that util well to play this post plant. The Breach is already very weak, and UW is counting down the seconds before that bomb ticks away. And
So when it looks like Pac is going for a flanking rush here.
Last player standing.
Immediately, it's now 2v1 in favor of Quack.
One enemy remaining.
Probably just knows what's behind him. Cause with that perfectly timed flank, actually, securing Utah their 5th round.
Last round in
And
the
man, he had
half.
to get started on that flank really early, work all the way around C long, but well played from him, and Utah getting another round where they're able to play that post plant so well. That was such a weird rotation from them, but it worked out, and like typically if you have site control and you have the numbers advantage, I don't see why you'd rotate off of there, but yeah, I mean, it worked for them and they played it well, so so props to Utah. 6-5, this is the last round before they switch, and a little bit of a struggle here economy-wise for UW.
Cause unfortunately misses that dart, thinks to see enemies and tries to shoot it. But you know, people mess that up all the time, it's fine.
Spike drop.
Yeah.
They just got the spike down, they need to play a little more default now because that dart unfortunately could not get any info in the garage there.
For sure, for sure. And I mean, I like how slow Utah is playing this. They have to keep in mind, a lot of the UW members, they're not going to have those Phantoms and Vandals. They're going to have the Ares, Spectre, you know, maybe something a little bit cheaper even if the eco isn't permitting it. And so you have to watch those close angles. You have to be mindful, especially pushing into garage. Where can I get hit from? Where can I get sprayed from?
Reprise caught with the utility out, and Tiz is very happy to take that kill. They've secured garage if they want it, but I think, yet again, they're going to back away. They're going to throw out some smokes to make Chung think that it's a
Shadows
hit.
traveling.
Maybe pull over some rotations towards C, but no, they're going A. Mitchell is going to have to stand against a storm of opponents headed his way very, very soon.
Gonna be
The
using
turrets were
the
broken though, so Chung is going to immediately TP away.
Watch them run.
and Shaggy Turtle with that TP was able to find that information, see how
30
many members
seconds
were left on C, and make sure the coast was clear to push into A. But it looks like UW still making a stand here. They're able to rotate quick enough. The bomb's gonna be trying to go down.
Last
Trades
player
back and
standing.
forth. Quack and Chung clutching up the round for UW, and 7-5 going into the next half.
Yeah, just completely
Switching
clean house
sides.
there. Just very disciplined from the
We
side
doing
of
this or
UW
what?
overall. The way that that retake was committed, they just systematically sort of cleared every single angle one by one. Took the next person out, take the next person out, and of course Utah tried to trade, but you know, strength in numbers, you know.
And man, I liked Utah's decisions at the start. They were very helpful with, you know, making sure they get enough util, but it seems like they're having a little bit of trouble committing to a site, because once they, you know, get those picks, they have to decide, hey, we need to push in and take that space. Because a lot of times UW, they give up this space, they over-rotate, or they hold back and play passive. That's the time I would be taking the space and getting the bomb down, because we've seen time and time again, Utah plays so well post-plant, but unfortunately until they get that bomb down, they're struggling.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, Utah, they've been troubleshooting a little bit, you could say, and now it's their defensive half, actually.
Got the
UW
spike!
are the team that are going to be on offense. Can they show Utah how it is done?
Right there.
And Haven, typically considered a bit of an attacker-sided map with the 3 sites. It allows for a lot of rotations. And a early B push here from UW. Spike going to be taking that space, clearing site for his team, and it seems to be open. Reprise going to be finding a pick as well, and they're going to have the bomb down with no contest.
Quack throwing so much util at, you know, himself, to be honest. That aftershock was his, he did do that himself. But other than that, Reprise had to take that kill into Tiz. As the spike goes down, everyone immediately retreats, heads towards B main. Utah knows exactly where UW is. UW knows exactly where Utah is. Now let's see who wins.
And I mean, this is exactly what I was looking for from Utah before, was to play this post plant. You don't have to be on site B to maintain control of that spike. And speaking of spike, Spike is going to be finding a kill on post. And man, it is just a struggle here from Utah. They have to get on the spike, but unfortunately, they're going to be finding all the kills. And UW looking to be in a very strong position. Not much Raze can do here.
Caught and it went flawless, and Reprise is happy to take that third kill. Reprise and Spike have been just so strong with these shots.
I know, Reprise, man, I mean, he's gotten so many 3Ks, I've lost count.
Right there.
He's just been very strong, especially his aim, able to line up those headshots well, and that's exactly the kind of B push I've been wanting to see this whole game, is when you put that spike down, you can all play off-site, and it's kind of impossible for the defenders to retake, especially if they're down numbers and abilities.
Absolutely, and as we head into this round where UW has the superior guns, the superior aim, it feels like, superior everything, how is Utah choosing to respond?
I mean, it's a lot harder to get util or information rather on defense without pushing up, and they're going for more of a passive approach here. They're going to be making sure A is clear, but UW...
This is very unconventional, I would say, from the side of UW, because typically when you do have the better guns, and you know this, you are going to try and be a little more aggressive with how you take space, because you know that, you know, Utah are a little more powerless to respond, but they're being so diligent in clearing out all these angles here. And Reprise can even throw out the Sova drone, just clear out every single angle to just avoid getting judged or shorted.
And I like that they're pushing all together. Spike gonna be finding a kill. His going down as well, and those are the defenders on the site.
There's so many people on the site. The technical able to catch Chung off guard here. He's not get out yet, but is finally put to rest there. It is one person left for UW. Can Hira make a miracle happen? Oh no! The Sheriff is too far away. It only does 145 at that range. Has to wait up the aftershot, the shock darts. This is such a bad position for Hira right now. It's a 1v4 actually. And you know, it doesn't feel possible, but you want to get as much damage off as you are able to at this moment. Just so much being thrown your way.
And he's going to be looking for any pick he can get here. But UW, they know better than that. They're going to be backing off, saving their guns, because they know they can get a good bonus here. But even when Hira picks, Reprise just has that better aim and is able to take him out.
And like I said, Mitchell surviving on 5 HP. When you're that far away, the Sheriff does not do 150. Many a pro has molded, let's say. And yeah, Hira not quite learning that lesson. Unfortunately, only does 145, can't hit the follow-up body shot. Just because of how frantically Mitchell moves around trying to figure out where the shot comes from.
For sure. Now going into this round's very important for Utah to win here. If they want to have a good standing coming into this second half, they have to be able to win this round, because this is when they're buying everything. This is where they put everything into that eco.
Yeah, Shaggy Turtle just calmly walking up to maybe hold a bit of a, you know, little bit of a cheeky angle. Spike happy to get that kill, the technical headshot through the wall. That's the kind of shot that my silver games would be calling hacks. Back away. Oh, it looks like Utah being so aggressive with this push here. They're not getting off, they've been stunned, they've been blinded, and they've been taken out by Reprise Black.
Enemy remaining.
Reprise wallbacks cause through the wall because they know where his rough position is. All they have to do is spam. And now Shaggy Turtle's the only one left, and he's got a hell of a mountain to climb as Quack plants a spike A-Link.
And man, UW just have that patience and control to know exactly when to spring that trap, when they over-peek and over-push, and a 4v1 post-plant is not looking good for Shaggy Turtle here. He's going to be running in, trying to find whatever he can find, but Reprise, another 3K from him.
There's a reason his name just spells R3, you know, he just calls it 3Ks, you know?
Yeah.
That's just his thing.
Very true. I mean, he's just been a dominant player from the beginning, and I mean, it's not typical that you see initiators doing so well. Typically, like, duelists would be more towards the top, especially because Sova doesn't have a lot of those, or any stun abilities, really. For example, Breach, I would think, would be a lot more high up on the kill feed, just because you have those blinds and you have that stun, and you can take advantage of those.
Sometimes you're just built different, man. That's all I can say. Sometimes you're
That's true. Yes. They outweigh the odds.
This is a classic execute from the side of UW here. Spike updrafts on the spike, and the site's clear. I mean, naturally, it's a pretty common execute at the top level, and if you're Utah, you know, you don't want to fucking play into that. You're gonna lose.
Very true. And I mean, I'm liking this flank here from Utah, but they do have a big gun disadvantage, and Mitchell gonna be finding too, and Technical's too scared to peek.
He has to back away on 13 HP with a Vandal, a Blast Pack, and a Dream. The Shock Dart definitely could take him out if he pushes forward and the second one is fired. But there are 5 people watching him right now. I mean, it gives Utah, you know, the free space to get on the side and maybe take this. I think they suspected all 3 members of Utah are here, but that is not the case because Hira will take out Mitchell, who isn't even looking. It looks like there isn't enough time though, because Spike will be happily taking out Hira, Cause, nothing really can really do, trying to go for a kill, is unable to get it. 11-5 for UW.
Man, Utah stuck between a rock and a hard place there. They had to push in order to get those kills, but I mean, when you're at that big of a disadvantage and UW is playing so close together where they can spring every trade and be able to get those kills back and forth, it really doesn't matter how many kills you get because, you know, at the end of the day, they're going to be able to spray and find those trades. Going into this next round, though, Utah does have the eco. They're going to be buying an op for Shaggy Turtle, actually. Typically, you don't give the op to a smokes player just because you want them to be able to use their util a lot, and you don't want them looking down the lane while you need that util. But, I don't know, maybe Shaggy Turtle not able to find anything so far. Oh! But that jump spot!
Onto Quack there, able to take him out while grabbing the orb. Fired a lot of shots though, so they know exactly where he is. They can happily back away here. Hira has to back out of garage as well. Actually, not giving up that ground quite yet. Nope, does so just as Yuda back away.
And man, that pick was really well played from Shaggy Turtle. I mean, the jump spot I wouldn't typically, you know, see that, especially if he has an op, but he was able to land the shot. He knew he was grabbing that orb, and I mean, when you know exactly where he is, you can just fire through that smoke.
Yeah, I mean, people say, oh, Omen has no util to play with the op, but he has to smoke. He played off his own smoke perfectly there, and was able to get that kill. I mean, Jetta smoked, Omen has smoked. What's the difference, really? You know?
Omen's the next duelist.
Yeah. Haters will say I'm malding him silver, but no, Omen's the next duelist. Okay, Reprise and Co. pushing up onto A. I think Utah are intrinsically pretty aware of this. They've had 30 people sort of looking in that general direction. But they're happy to play the post plant here while waiting out all these smokes and darts and whatnot. But it gives Killjoy enough time to set up some of that utility. And
they have the numbers advantage here. Utah, they just have to get that sight control and...
Oh, right. Nice shot on the code. Technical able to take on Chunk with the... Technical getting another, this time a trade on the Spike.
They do have the Sova ult here to be able to prevent that defusal, but Shaggy Turtle's going to be pushing up. He knows right where he's at. Peeks Reprise, but Reprise playing so passively. And what a beautiful execution there from UW. I mean, they were down in numbers. They played the post plant well. They used the Sova ult. Mitchell was able to find those 2 picks, win the 1v2. And I mean, Mitchell and Reprise, they play so passively, and that's exactly what you need to do post-plant. You need to wait until the last possible second to peek, because it forces Utah to push so aggressively to the point where they're either wasting time or getting picked off.
Yeah, that felt kind of like Sassy Pancada-esque. We had obviously Reprise with the Silva ult baiting the Utah players to come in and try to stop that ult from happening, and that gives Mitchell just such a good angle to pick them off one by one.
For sure. You can tell that's something they've worked on before, just, you know, making sure that they have one defending that post plant.
Here.
Spike gonna be pushing up through the breach out here.
2 members of Utah stunned up here, but they are able to get away safe and sound though. But UW has sight. That ult is just so strong at taking space, and Quack will happily take that space and plant the Spike right now.
Spike planted.
Paul's holding such a tight angle here. That's a shot at the Spike! And now it is a 4v5 for UW. They're a match point though. 1 more round and they take it. And they're playing so far back. Utah are searching for a pick and are just so confused why they can't find it. I think they suspect a lot of members are in long. So they throw out the dart, they tap the Spike. Immediately the sun comes in. The aftershock comes in too. UW taking one back with Chung.
One enemy remaining.
Wow. Well played there from Utah. I mean, once you have that numbers advantage, Hira found the pick on Spike, and they were able to push in. I was a little bit worried they were going to start running out of time because they were spending so much, time looking for those angles on site when it was really clear, but they managed to get those picks at the end. UW had to push out because they didn't know if they were still on spike. They heard that initial defusal, and so they had to push and use that util, and Utah played that well. But I mean, going into this next round, again, not too much of a disadvantage here for UW. They had plenty of eco to spare. Going to be buying those full loadouts again, and I'm hoping to see Utah come back a little bit here. They have to win a lot of rounds if they want to make it a true contest.
Yeah, meanwhile, UW,
Right there.
now they're up 12-6. They can afford to get a little relaxed about it. Just sort of chill out a little bit and check out default, you know? What's happening on grass? What's happening in garage? You know, it's a nice little stroll that Spike is taking here. But meanwhile, I think the rest of
Cover
UW is
going
just sort
out.
of
Not ready
primed,
yet.
in position, ready to pounce onto C site here.
Cover
Throwing out
going
some
out.
util, but Utah is throwing some people onto the site. They're not going out without a fight here. Second turtle. Oh, but Hira takes
down,
first contact
C.
actually. Spike and UW chunk. We got Hira. Second turtle gets 2 kills.
And that might just be the picks that they needed here. Now it's still a 2v2, and UW is going to have the post plant here, but it's really up to how Reprise and Spike play this. They are the 2 stars of the game, but unfortunately they've been found out. Utah knows exactly
One
where they're at.
enemy remaining.
Technical,
Last
going to be
player
trading. Now it's a
standing.
1v1 here. This is match point. Coast.
He's solo for the map. And Reprise
Attackers
shows
win.
why he's the better one in that one moment there. 13-6 for UW. UW has won map 1.
And wow, just a dominant victory there. And Reprise and Spike definitely stars of the show. Not that everyone else didn't have their input, but I mean, Reprise 24-11, Spike 21-13. Spike was so good at taking that space, and Reprise just has some incredible aim, I should say. And wow, what a map! What a map!
Yeah, just wow. Like where do I even start? Like UW, obviously they're such strong starters, I feel. Like both halves of the map, they took the first 4 rounds. You know, strong at the pistol, strong at converting that into 2 or 3 more rounds, just stringing them along. And that was what contributed to such a dominant scoreline, because you saw later on the first half, Utah started to come back a little bit. But you know, on UW's dominant side, technically the attack side, because Haven is considered a slightly more attack-sided map. There wasn't a lot Utah could do to stop the charge.
For sure. And I mean, I think UW in general is just a more aggressive team. They have a lot more commitments to sites and to pushes, and they're able to take that space a little bit better.
Yeah, you definitely saw that, especially on UW's defensive half when they pushed out of A main 3 times in a row. I thought that was quite something. And, you know, as we head into this, I think we're going to be taking a little bit of a break, and then we're going to head right back into map number 2. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the UW versus Utah Esports Valorant match here. And we just saw Haven in our last map. It was a 13-6 win here for UW. Very dominant performance, if I might add. And I'm excited to be going into the next map here. Anything you're looking for? Any changes in strategy you're thinking about, Skin?
In terms of UW strategy, I think their strategy should just keep winning, because that felt pretty dominant. It felt like they were firmly in control the entire time, even the rounds that they didn't win. So,
For sure.
And obviously Utah did make some mistakes as well. You know, the infamous raise grenade for one. But I feel like they just need to, you know, calm down. You know, that was one map. They're heading into Breeze now, and this map is, you know, this is a map. This is a map.
This is a map.
That's all I'm gonna say. So,
I mean, if you want to look at like 2 completely different maps, I mean, Breeze and Haven would be perfect to contrast there. Breeze has really long angles, and you really can't play the Omen on Breeze very easily. I'm going to be looking for a lot of double smoke here, probably Viper Harbor or something around that, where you have like those long walls to be able to cut off those long sight lines. So I would be looking for that mostly, probably double smokes, but we'll see if they want to get a bit curious and maybe only run one. That's sort of the meta for the map at the moment.
Yeah, but then again, both of these teams definitely not afraid to buck the trend a little bit and just change it up. Like as we saw in the last map, both of them ran breach, and that's very much not a meta pick, I would say.
That is very true. Yeah, breach is a bit unusual, but right off the bat, seeing Spike lock the jet, and I mean, I like his jet plays.
Reprise with the chamber.
Oh,
Reprise with the chamber.
interesting. Okay, Chamber's good for this map though because you have that ultimate. It's an automatic op, and I guess just the solo smoke here from Utah. They're just gonna have Huron the Viper. That's
They
fine.
have a second turn on the Omen as well.
Oh, true. True. Okay.
Meanwhile, I think UW is actually the team running the solo smoke comp because they've chosen to sacrifice, for a Sky on the team, which is still very, very useful here.
I'm not sure how I feel about the Omen, to be honest. I think if you're going to run double smokes, I would have had Viper Harbor, but I mean, just because Omen can't really do much other than maybe that one smoke on main, because you can't smoke off the mid doors very well. You can't smoke off elbow very well. There's just a lot of problems with where you put the Omen smokes, but I like the Viper. Viper is definitely a necessity for this map, and I would be surprised if both teams didn't have one.
Yeah, I think maybe Utah
Select
are cooking
your
something that we're
agent.
just completely unaware of. That's very possible.
That could be true. Shaggy Turtle's insane at Omen and at his role, and he was very good at getting a lot of util, or not a lot of util, a lot of information last time, where he was pushed up on A and he was able to hear those rotations and footsteps. Both teams can be having Sovas and Jets. The KO pick here is not something you see super often either. KO's been kind of off meta recently. I haven't been seeing a lot of it, especially on maps like Breeze, where typically a Sky would be more of a meta pick. So I'm not sure how I feel about that, especially because KO kind of struggles on those longer angles, but we'll see.
Yeah, again, like I said, this is a relatively different comp from the kind that you would expect, so you would be inclined to think maybe they have something cooking here. Meanwhile, on the side of UW, I think they might still be stuck in 2022. I'm not gonna lie. But it's not bad. I mean, this was a good comp then, Maybe
True.
It's probably still good now.
I'm excited to see the chamber plays. I'm looking for those op kills. And I mean, Reprise just has crazy aim, as we saw earlier, so I wouldn't be surprised if he gets some good kills here.
Yeah, so it should be pretty exciting to see him on this chamber right now, for sure. And meanwhile, it looks like they might have some lineups in play already, judging by how Tiz is holding that very specific angle. Oh, and the one-ways.
Oh,
okay.
I didn't even know you could put a one-way there. That's something I'll have to remember for when I play.
UW's definitely been in the kitchen, like by the looks of this. And it looks like UW are just gonna push right on in. That paranoia forces them out of mid doors entirely. It looks like this Omen is actually getting a lot of value. And Reprise and Quack forced it back away almost immediately here, as UW have to reevaluate their entire approach, heading towards B right now. The Utah know, the Utes know, and they're following in a hot pursuit.
Right here.
Who's gonna get to the site first?
And man, a lot of space here got by Hira. He's able to deny a lot, but he's going to be alone, and the forces are pushing in. He's going to find one. Quack going to be getting that quick pick here. 4v4, and everyone's on site now.
But Spike holding such a rad angle. Gonna get caught out by the flash! But it doesn't matter because it's still a listening cause. Trades going back and forth. It is a 2v2 now.
And Tiz is so weak, man. I don't know how much he can do here.
remaining.
Quack going to be finding one on the technical, and Tiz just holding on for dear life.
Tiz has a dream.
One enemy remaining.
Tiz able to take out Quack completely unaware. But it's 17 HP. How much can you do, especially when you're against Reprise?
And man, Reprise just has that crazy aim, and he's going to be jumping over, and Reprise, every time, man, you cannot win a 1v1 against this guy.
Yeah, unfortunately, Tiz had a good idea, but Reprise just crouches under that bullet and just happy to hit that one shot that sends Tiz straight into the next round.
So, like, right off the bat, we saw a lot of that A aggression from both teams, and it seems like that push into cave is really essential for getting that information and denying that space. It's looking like Utah is going to be trying to push up again. Looks like 4 of them together. They have the sheriff buys here. They're trying to find what they can, but that early blind.
demolish. Oh, and Spike able to hit through a smoke. He has no idea.
One enemy
Spike
remaining.
comes up into a solid position, but it doesn't even matter because Spike and UW Chug are able to just demolish that entire hold from the side of the Utes.
I mean, what can we say, man? This map is, or this round anyway, is already looking over. They just have to keep an eye on Hira coming through the mid doors. He's going to be peeking. He does only have a shorty, though. Not even a classic to his name. So unless Reprise inches towards the door, I think he's not going to be finding much here.
Standing ahead.
Shaggy Turtle saying AFK.
On my mom, that wall
No! Quack!
goes for a very risky pick. And be able to probably get that Bulldog out of it, unless UW Chung can prevent your Mitchell will do it first. That is a second round on the board for UW. And as you can see, with Hira holding that shorty, it did look like they were fairly confident that was going to be a B hit. That's why they had 4 members on the side of Utah just ready to run out A main, and unfortunately it blows up spectacularly in their face. They're all immediately taken out, and there's no way for Hira to get back into that round with just a shorty.
And that early flash Sova Dart combo was just beautiful for getting that information. And also, like, you know which ones are blinded, so you can get those kills really early. And I mean, Spike finding 3 kills with the Guardian. He's just got great aim, just like Reprise. And I'm confident we're going to see this duo not carry, but do very well for the rest of the game.
Okay, you don't have to glaze a Reprise down. Let's chill out. Let's chill out a little bit. Okay? As we head into round number 3 here, you can see, I mean, obviously UW have some pretty good guns, but Utah, they have some really good guns. So it's going to be exciting to see how they can approach. Oh! Spot Cause! But Cause able to dart away just in time. Can have that shock dart to delay a little bit longer.
And Kaz doing what he can with these shock darts from downtown.
Able to kill Reprise through the smoke! The tracers from Reprise's gun were enough to give him away, and enough for Hira to get that kill, and now UW is already on the back foot. Mitchell able to take one back, though, with that nice shot on the technical.
And a bit of a scattered play here from both teams. They still are early into the round. They still got to be able to get as much info they can, and that Viper wall mid is just preventing so much knowledge for them to gain. And it looks like they're going to be trying to push up B, maybe into elbow a little bit, take some of that space as they know the Viper doesn't have wall up. And
yes, but Utah have to be so cautious about what's happening on mid because, you know, their one trench is working mid is being taken out, and now 30 is coming in.
Left.
Spike able to dash the side almost immediately. Hira misses the dart, but is able to catch Mitchell unawares. Almost has the fight of the Chung, and Chung is able to get that trade. That could have been such a big opportunity for Utah
Spike
there,
planted.
but Cause is still on site and they have no idea.
And it's still a 3v3 here, and UW, they have the Spike down. They just have to be able to play this post plant. But unfortunately, they've left Spike on the site by
Oh,
himself.
looks like Chung is going to be playing post plant here. He has the smoke up on it. And he
Oh,
looks
the
like he has
lineups! I have similar lineups to these. Not
Oh, and
exactly
they had the
similar.
Hunter's Fury as well. Continue delaying. Yeah, this round is going to be so difficult because there won't be that much time to take that spike down. Pause sees the lineups go down, I think. Oh, Tiz is going to stick it anyway?
Last
That
player
happened.
standing.
Tiz
Oh,
is down for the count. Cause has to back away. He's
Yeah.
not able to pick even a single fight.
looks like there was a bit of a miscommunication there from Tiz and his team as to whether he should stick it and try and half it or if it was even worth it, because he probably could have saved that gun and gotten a little bit of more eco out of it. But 3-0, something we see UW do a lot. They've done it every single time. Even when the other team full buys, they're able to pick up those eco kills so well and trade up their guns. And man, I mean, what else can you say? UW has just been a dominant team so far.
I will say, in defense of Utah, they did probably have a plan going into that. I expect what they wanted to do was have Tiz stick that, and hopefully someone peeks out to try to spam him. In which case, you know, they could get a
Revealing
trade.
area.
But
That's true.
Unfortunately, UW played so far back with the post plants that they couldn't even reach there in time. And Tiz just like the ball anyway.
Those lineups are brutal, man. Hira just always getting stuck on B here. He's got to try and do what he can. And oh,
What a shot on the spike there!
a nice shot. He's going to be finding that pick, but unfortunately he's going to get pushed from the side.
I had no idea that
Mitchell.
Mitchell's creeped up all the way into backside here. That flash gets no info, so that gives Cause a very nice position here. If Tiz can get any value,
Spike
but Tiz
down
does get
B.
So, very much in this, despite how this looks, it is still a really
Spike
great
planted.
And UW just playing so passive. They know they don't need to peek anything. They're just going to wait for the members of Utah to inch towards site, and the clock is ticking down. No matter how much util they get, Chung has such a good position here. He can just keep peeking for that info.
One enemy
Man,
remaining.
I mean, what can you do when you're getting shot and peeked from both sides, and you have to push on when that time is ticking down? It's just that this B plant and post plant is just working so well for UW.
Weapons. Yeah. And now a timeout being called by Utah, probably pretty smart. They've been 4-0 down on a half 3 times now. So definitely pretty smart to call a timeout here. I'm surprised they didn't call any on a Haven, but you know, now that the time's being called, they can definitely talk a little more strategy, try and figure out what to do. Because they've definitely had some stuff planned for this map. This is definitely a map that they come in wanting to win.
For sure.
With all that util coming in from Omen, that niche stuff with the one-ways and the paranoia spots. So they definitely practice this, for sure. And I think they do want to be doing a little better than they are right now.
Something I'd like to see a bit more from Utah is, you know, they have that Viper wall, they have that control mid, but they're not exactly acting on it. I want them to push up through elbow or even all the way through the back of mid, just in case they have those post planters and they're able to get those picks and maybe get a nice flank on UW after they plant. And I think that'll really help them deal with that, you know, that struggle to get that site control. But obviously I'm not as good as any of them on that team, so they probably know better than I do. Hopefully that timeout helped Utah a little bit.
Yeah, but I disagree like a little bit because I haven't seen Utah take mid control or elbow control at any point so far. So, I mean, maybe to an extent, you are probably right, but again, we're not the experts. We're not, you know all knowing when it comes to this game. Meanwhile, finally, some presence being shown on mid here, just as I say that. Dagito not in a good position, but unable to get any value out of it. Throws up the paranoia as well and jumps over. But Chung was not blinded and is able to take that kill on the Shaggy Turtle.
And man, you'd think after Utah just had that timeout to discuss some strategy, they'd be able to follow up. That looked a little bit desperate there from Shaggy Turtle. He was really trying to get a pick, but he didn't really think all of that positioning through, and unfortunately got caught off guard after his paranoia didn't exactly hit. And Hira going to be just playing in that ultimate with the judge, hoping to find a few members, but UW knows what they have to push and what they don't.
He able to get 2 before taking out by
Spike down
but that is
A.
still a sizable amount of damage.
got your
That goes
trail.
from a 3v5 to looking a lot more doable now as a 2v3.
I mean, those kills scared me. I didn't expect him to run out of smoke like that. But so far, UW does have this site control. It still is a 3v2, so they do have the numbers advantage. It's really up to Technical and Coast here to try and
Last player
get
standing.
something. And Mitchell,
Mitchell expects it fully, and Spike will clean house. That is a 5-0 for the side of UW. That timeout didn't help matters
Make sure to
very much.
follow
And
my
now
Pac-U.
they're in
The
even
lead
worse
is right to
position.
the enemy.
I mean, like, what more can you do when so many members are, you know, like Reprise and Mitchell and all these different members of UW, they just have those peaks down. They know exactly when to swing off of each other. They know exactly where to line up their crosshairs, and they're just able to get those kills. And I think Utah is a little bit of, I don't know if they're scared or if they're just too nervous about where to peak, or maybe they're just not landing their shots, but they seem to be losing a lot of those 1v1s.
Yeah, and as we head into round number 6, we can see UW definitely defaulting a lot here. They have Spike. They have watch for any flanks side of Utah, but they haven't been doing that at all. Spike is going to peek out main here as well as the push slowly advances from the side of UW up towards mid.
And man, once again, Utah, they're just kind of giving up on mid. I don't know if it's they don't think they can hold it or if they don't think it's worth it, but man, I mean, as long as you keep letting UW take that mid control and get that information, you're going to have a hard time retaking site.
Again, this is where meta comes into play a little bit, because I feel like without an agent like Sky, it's a little more difficult to hold mid. Especially with
sure.
like, how wide open of an area it is. It's a lot easier to
Scout destroyed.
Oh, and here comes it. Pause, shuts it down point blank with a kill the Spike here. And we'll be looking to do a little more damage. Pause and Hira.
30 seconds left.
not out yet. Able to get a spike down, but Mitchell will
Spike
trade.
down B.
And now that gives Utah enough time to head in, and Chung will get the spike down, but that's a very precarious position that UW is holding. Able to get that kill on the technical, though, very cleanly. Know where people are. Mitchell gonna kill the cause, and then on the Tiz. So clean, so precise, but they have no idea that Shaggy Turtle is flanking up behind them. Mitchell should be able to
Last
kill, but
player
doesn't even do
standing.
that!
Wait, did Mitchell get 2 there?
Yeah, no, because KO was down.
Oh, okay. Man, I mean, Mitchell, just incredible aim right there. Every single time just clicking those heads, and even when Shaggy Turtle thought he had that flank on him, it unfortunately wasn't enough. And man, it seems like once again, Utah are they're a little bit struggling here to maintain that control. And like you were saying, not having that Sky is a big disadvantage, just because Sky allows you to get a lot more information, because when you blind people, you know, there's an actual audio cue from Sky. So, and it looks like we're going to be into a timeout here, started by
UW. Why
UW.
do they need it? I mean, I suppose like when you're UW, like you don't want to get complacent because you know worse comebacks have happened.
All their hands are on fire right now. They're just shaking them off, you know.
Yeah, definitely don't want to overheat here. But also, Utah, like, while they have not won a round, it's still been pretty close. They've had some good plays. UW just had the superior aim, it feels like, throughout, you know, these 6 rounds so far. And it could very much swing the other way at any moment if, you know, they start finding their form.
For
So
sure.
it does make sense to have this timeout. I don't know about having it this early, but I think having this timeout does make a lot of sense. And now, as we head into this, we can see that they are looking towards mid yet again, because they started to notice that Utah isn't really holding it very well. In fact, maybe they can't. I don't know. That's a speculation on my part, but maybe they can't hold it very well, and they've decided to focus on other parts of the map.
I'm liking that Utah's pushing up on elbow here. That's something I've been looking for a while, because I think they need to take this space and they need to be able to get that information. And now they know that UW is backing off on B, and they're going to be looking to take mid. So hopefully a bit of a contest here from Utah, as Tiz and Shaggy Turtle are holding down A.
Alright, Shaggy Turtle gonna be holding that tight angle onto mid. Might be able to spot out Mitchell here if he decides to re-peek, but it doesn't look like he will. And now Mitchell has the good position. As they head into this A hit here, they're all pushing up towards main. It's a very tight wall from the side of UW. It's very interesting. They won't get as much space as they would otherwise. But Shaggy Turtle choosing the TP behind them. They have no idea. They still have no idea. He has such a good position right now. And he gets one. And he gets the second as well.
Shaggy Turtle!
Oh, and he doesn't even need to get the third, because Technicals can clean that up. There's one member left, and it's Quack, and Shaggy Turtle will get 4 kills. So close to an ace, actually. Technicals, I'm not gonna lie, kind of stole that.
Man, that timeout just supercharged Shaggy Turtle there. Gave him the power, and what a dirty flank there. He was able to get into that smoke and hide well, and able to find those 2 members on site. Just well played by him for sure.
Such an aggressive teleport play to dodge that Sova dart. Like, that could have gone so much worse than it did. But he just had that confidence in himself, and it paid off big time. It got Utah their first round on the board, and maybe even more. They could still salvage this half.
And Shaggy Turtle is somebody that really knows how Omen's util works. I mean, he's able to find a lot of those peaks and a lot of those you know, those different plays that you wouldn't really think an Omen would be making, especially with the bait teleports and stuff that we saw in last map. So he's just somebody that really knows the character.
For sure, for sure. And as, you know, we're going in here, we're seeing that, you know, we're just taking a little slow low default. Again, getting a little mid space because it never hurts. And they don't really contest it, so it's a little free space, a little treat for them to secure here. And now I think Quack is going to be throwing out that Sova drone for a little more info. Going to find him very, very fast. That there's one close here. And as the push happens towards mid, Shaggy Turtle cleaning them out. That's 1, 2, 3 kills. And he's down to 11 HP, but it might not even matter because he gets 4. Again, robbed from the 5th. But this is such a bad spot for Reprise here. He's going to have to pull off a miracle if he wants this to work out. Doesn't get down, doesn't get hit, but gets hit by the KO flash.
And man, okay, we gotta have somebody investigate Shaggy Turtle right now. He turned something on. In the last 2 hours, he has gotten or not 2 hours, sorry. Last 2 rounds, he has gotten 8 kills. He was 0-4 before that, and now, or 0-7, I should say. And now he's 8-7.
He went from 0-5 to 8-7. That is, I think 0-6. I'm not sure about the exact number. Who cares? But the point
Yeah.
is, he's got 8 kills now, and that's kind of crazy.
The point is, he has infinitely multiplied the kills he has, and now he has 8.
Scanning ahead.
Oh, and Technical
Deploying drone.
immediately
I've
starts
got your
those drones saying,
trail.
hey, it's not just Shaggy, we're here too. And UW dashes onto the side,
One
brings it
enemy
back and forth,
remaining.
but Utah so far in the lead here. Shut this down. Kira with 3 kills.
I mean, Utah are just playing like a completely different team. I don't know what I just watched, but it's just all of a sudden they seem really coordinated and they're getting things under control and they're able to capitalize on when UW isn't watching those angles, so...
Honestly, are we sure if that timeout was from UW? Because I think it might have been like a UI error or something, because, I don't know, their coach told them something.
Man, I mean, they've won the last 3 rounds. They're going to be looking at a lot better of an eco here. And Reprise is going to be using that chamber ult.
Get out
It's
of
going to
my
help them a
way.
little bit with the eco. But let's see what he can do. So far, he hasn't really been able to use it. So I'm excited to see if he can get some picks mid. He sees that Sova drone. Reworking his
Utah
way up.
have been showing a lot more presence on mid the past few rounds, it feels like. Especially with like Shaggy Turtle hoarding that position on doors.
For sure.
It's made a world of difference.
And man, Reprise sneaking up on B here, trying to deny some angles. Quack and the rest of his team, they're going to be working up B, and UW still has 3 members off site.
Reprise
If it-
about to get into a confrontation here, it looks like.
No
Yeah,
one!
that's so good. Oh, and Technical misses the shot! Reprise misses 2, has to keep it away! The side
found my
kick
trap.
has the gun. Mike able to get 2 kills actually. Able to trade out his brethren. And Mitchell gets killed the Shaggy Turtle as well, put UW firmly in the driver's seat. But Spike unfortunately will be losing his knives here, but has picked up a Vandal anyway.
One enemy
And
remaining.
man, I mean, what an
Technical's last
opening. What an opening for UW to be able to push. I'm sure, you know, Spike was talking to his team and Reprise was making sure that they pushed exactly when they were pushing him. Technical all alone on site, 75 HP and Op in a dream.
Reprise with that trick shot, very impressive. Oh, gonna get tagged by the Silver Dart, and Reprise will be happy to take that kill, at least getting some use out of that chamber ult.
Reprise, he's going to be opping 2 rounds in a row now before it was his ult. But, man, I mean, like, just really well played there from UW. And they were able to get that coordination under control. They were able to you know, find those mistakes that they were having the previous 3 rounds and fix them quickly. And eco is going to be a little bit more stable from both sides. So both teams are going to be having an op. And I really consider Breeze like the ultimate op map. All of those long angles are just so important to keep under control.
Yeah, that last round, Chambers' tour de force, like, even though it only got 1 kill at the very end, it created so much pressure. And that
Right
really
here.
allowed you to just burst in, take
Right
the
here.
site, while Technical was occupied in that op battle over there on mid that we saw.
Right here.
And now, UW have 7 rounds on the board. They are guaranteed to walk out of this half with an
Revealing
advantage. Which you've got to be feeling good
Found
about,
them.
but Technicals immediately take out Spike, taking a little bit of the wind out of their sails, you would say. And Reprise gonna calmly walk up with that operator he has. I think he forgets, it's not a tour de force. He can't quite just teleport away here if things don't go well. So this is a lot more risky. Oh! Chun, Technicals legs Chun actually. Doesn't manage to hit that body shot that he would need to secure the kill here. And Reprise taken out as well. He got a little too greedy. Quack able to take a kill
There they
back.
are.
But 2 people detected. Cause in a great position here to make a final stand.
And a 4v2. UW is working their way on site, but man, that Viper, 36 HP. Chung, he's going to be looping around
Last
trying to
player
find an
standing.
angle, but unfortunately his teammate Quack is going to go down, and Kos able to land that headshot just a little bit better.
Yeah, Chung unfortunately does not hit that shot. And it's a shot he so desperately needed to hit if he wanted that clutch remotely possible. And that is a 4th round on the board for Utah. Honestly, judging by how the half started, they came back with a vengeance, I will say.
Now,
They still come around.
What I will say though,
Last
you know,
round before the
Breeze
switch.
is very defender-sided, so the fact that UW were able to get 7 rounds already is it's an impressive feat. So, going into the next half though, I'm interested to see how those composition differences are going to affect how Utah are going to be playing differently. Like in this next half, how are those KO flashes going to compare to the Sky flashes for the offensive advantage?
Hawk out!
They're going for a little interesting Sky Flash play, but unfortunately Missile didn't aim the flash correctly because Shaggy Turtle didn't look.
A quick trade there, technical, take Quack.
Yeah, but that's the op out of play right now, and honestly that's a very lethal weapon in the hands of Technical. At least it has been the past few rounds. As they push up onto mid yet again, there is still some presence here. Tiz pop flashes out of the doors and takes out Quack. And meanwhile, a little flash of their own from the side of UW. Oh, and Reprise looks away at the wrong moment and gets taken out by Tiz, who has picked up the op of Technical here.
And man, 4v2 once again against UW. That op is a crucial weapon, especially on the defense. It's a little bit harder to use on attack.
Oh,
And,
jump peeks and avoids the op shot. Gonna throw in another flash. Got that toe here. I don't know if they know that Shaggy Turtle's right here. They don't! Mitchell's able to get that
Down
trade.
A.
But this
I
is
got the
such a bad position here. You definitely want to kill Shaggy
Not
Turtle
ready yet.
without taking any damage there. Oh, very
30
risky
seconds
here.
left.
Very likely to get taken out by Tiz if nothing changes.
Oh, and
Kos.
Kos. He was watching that long angle like a hawk, man. I mean,
Switching
there
sides.
when it's a 3v1 and you have Spike, you have 30 seconds. You got to use all that time you can to try and get a pick and even the odds. But switching up attackers and defenders here, 5 to 7 for Utah. And
again, second map in a row where UW have a higher score on, you know, the side that they are technically considered better on.
very true, yeah. And I mean, the problem with attacking on this site is it just, in order to take sites, you have to take so much space. Because if you keep those long angles unguarded, the defenders are going to be able to swing them or hold them with op pretty easily. So pistol round doesn't matter as much because those longer angles aren't going to be, you know, as easy to hold when you have like pistols. But an early B push here from UW.
Shots being traded back and forth. Surprise. Oh, getting a lot more value than you would expect.
Spike down
On the
B.
pause there.
Last
And
player
now it's a
standing.
1v2. Spike in a good position to take out Tiz just as he drops down from the box. I would like to note though, I am starting to see the vision
We
that
got
Utah
this.
have here with this Omen pop because they have the paranoia that can just completely blind the left side of sight, which is so dangerous otherwise.
And it seems like almost every round they're able to deny that early A push too, like especially when they were on D.